very warm welcome to yet another amazing episode of the Goldmine Show. We are absolutely excited just to bring this to you. We want to invite you to follow us on all our social media platforms, the Goldmine on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as on Instagram. We're coming to you straight from the After 40 Hotel right here at the CBD, my friend. And we are coming live on location. This is the Willow Restaurant. Now, let me tell you this. You want to find a restaurant that gives you an amazing view of the CBD in Nairobi, then you've got your place. That is the Willow Restaurant on the 10th floor of After 40 Hotel. An amazing place, man. You want to come on down. Now, today we have an amazing conversation. Look, you will determine how far you want to go, and it is all in your hands. And to bring this story to us, we've got one of the amazing rally drivers, man. Get this, not a gentleman, but it is a lady from the team called Warembo Bila Makeup, who is none other than my good friend, all the way from the county of Murang'a, Stella.
Thank you very
good
much.
To have you on the show, man.
What an introduction.
Wow, that's what you deserve, man. I mean, who else hosts a rally drivers?
I'm telling you.
Who else hosts Warembo Bila Makeup like this, man?
The Goldmine Show.
The Goldmine Show.
Here we are. Let's take it away.
You, man. Tell me, man, you are one of the most celebrated rally drivers.
Yes.
And probably also because you're a female. And I think it also then goes to break a few of these stereotypes and all of that stuff. And we'll be coming down to that conversation.
Yes.
But tell me, Stella, where did this rally passion begin for you?
You know, Dennis, looking at my story, there's nothing unique about how rallying started.
Right.
You know, all of us remember way back in the 70s, 80s, the rally drivers passed by your hood, and all of us were out there watching the rally.
And it was a big deal.
So it was a big deal.
We would not miss it, my friend.
Yeah, night, day, you hang on to trees.
Oh, yes.
Whatever you had to do,
yes.
you did.
Oh, yes.
That was where it all began.
Right.
How now it transitioned to Stella,
right,
or the Warembo Bila Makeup.
Right.
It's what you do with an idea or a thought or a passion that comes to you.
Correct.
It happens in so many other areas of our lives,
right,
where that didn't go away for me. As a young girl,
right,
as a young lady,
right,
as a mother,
right,
it still nagged me that I needed to hop into a rally car.
Correct.
And I did what I had to do,
right,
to hop into a rally
car.
So
for you, it was not just about watching the rally. You got intrigued enough.
Intrigued enough. And I'll tell you, even what intrigued me more was the muddy rallies.
Right.
And the cars dancing,
right,
this, that, the other. And I'm like, how is that guy in there able to, you know, dance this car?
And
get through.
Right.
And at times the splashes.
Right.
If you remember when they are in some ditches, splashes and the wipers.
I used
to
watch it during
wow,
the Easter season, the April holidays, and it used to be rainy, wet, muddy, and everything. And I think that's where the action was.
Yeah, that's where the action was. So I wanted not to be a spectator now. Get in the driver's seat.
Right.
Yeah, and feel how that guy feels.
The water.
Splash the water.
Blow the dust if you need to.
Exactly. So I looked at what did I need to do to transit from the spectator,
right,
to the driver.
Correct.
And now that's how I learned. One, you need to learn your pace notes, what we call pace notes.
Right.
Starting area is how do these guys move from point A to B? How do they know there's a corner here, there are rocks here, there are all these things?
Right.
That's what we call learning the pace notes. Pace notes. Pace notes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where now you start by being a codriver.
Right.
You're the makanga of the car,
correct,
because
correct.
You are the
rallies have makangas as well.
They are makangas, I'm telling you. I was once a makanga.
On fast-paced vehicles.
I was in fast-paced vehicles.
So to learn how to become that pace note or navigator. Or
yes.
What do you call it? Is it code driver?
The code driver. Yeah, or navigator.
Right.
So first things first is get to learn how to call the notes. And you see, you don't read the note in full.
Right.
You don't say up the brow. There are some signs that make you read fast. After all, this car is at 140.
Right.
You can't read a full sentence. This guy, by then, he's already got into that corner. He's on to the next.
Right.
So it's the shorthand of how you will guide the driver to navigate from one end to the other.
So you had to go to some training institution.
So I went to some training institution. That's Abdul Sidi. Abdul Sidi Rally Academy.
Right.
Yeah. And I had another mentor
Right.
because you can plug into other drivers, experienced co-drivers.
Right.
In my case, I had co-driver Dave Masharia,
Right.
who once navigated Patrick Njiro.
Right.
So I knew
Man,
I was
the
in the right
legendary
team.
Patrick Njiro.
I looked for the best, you know.
Right.
Yes, I
Right.
learned from the best.
Right.
I learned from the
Correct.
best.
So you converted an interest into action and
Yes.
got into action and said, I've got to enroll myself.
I've got to enroll myself.
Correct.
And that was now getting prepared.
Correct.
It didn't mean that I knew now what I would do with this knowledge. I just said, I'll be ready. I don't know where the opportunity will come,
But I want to prepare.
but I want to prepare.
Correct.
So Abdul Sidi plugged onto other experienced
Right.
drivers,
Right.
and I had the knowledge.
Correct.
Not the car, not the team, but
Right.
I knew when the opportunity came knocking,
It will find me ready.
it will find me ready.
It will find me ready.
And that's what happened.
Correct.
It found me ready. Of all places,
Right.
in a graduation party.
Right. And how long
So-
were you in the college for?
Just about 3 months
It's
is
about
enough.
3 months.
And more, it's weekends.
Right.
It's a weekend thing where we would either have the lessons theoretically,
Right.
or we have the practicals on that day.
Right.
So someone would bring in their rally car,
Right.
and in the rally car now you sit and just drive slowly and
You know, I
get
actually
to
want to
call
get a
the
bit into the
notes.
detail of that because I can tell you, you inspire many people, and most likely there are a couple of them looking and wondering, where do I start?
Yes.
And probably being a co-driver is part of where you start at.
Start there.
What details do you actually learn when you go then into that training college just to be able to do this? What kind of things do they teach you?
Now, when you hop into a rally car,
Right.
basics, what are the first things you do when you sit in a rally car? This is not your normal car out there.
Correct.
Safety measures.
Right.
So as a co-driver, you're the one who ensures that the team, you and your driver,
Right.
have adhered to the safety measures of that car.
Correct.
So there's your fire extinguishers, are they all set?
Right.
Are we in the proper gear?
Right.
Are we belted properly?
Correctly,
Yeah.
yes.
Are we wearing our fireproof helmets?
Right.
Everything.
Right.
So let's start at being ready. We are
Right.
ready, we're in the rally car,
Right.
we are all set.
Right.
Now, most people who have been to the sections, you notice now there are lights there, the amber lights, the lights green. How now do we get into a section?
Correct.
That's the work of the navigator. Driver, yours is just here. By
Yes.
the way, the driver
He's just
doesn't need
driving.
to know all this. Yeah,
Right.
just driving
Right.
and waiting for co-driver
To give
the cue.
Right.
Go in now,
Right.
stop here,
Right.
do that. So there's something we call time cards.
Correct.
Because
Time cards.
guys should get to know what is rallying. It's moving from point A to B, and the person who gets there at the shortest time is a winner.
Right.
So it does. We don't have to all live together.
Right.
Maybe it's at 3-minute intervals.
Right.
But you have your 3 minutes, hit the section.
Right.
If you do it in 1 minute and I do it in 1.5 minutes, you're the winner.
Correct.
That's all there is to rallying. So
Right.
then you pick your strategy.
Correct.
Co-driver will pick the strategy.
Right.
They know when to pace me to move faster. They're the
Right.
guys who can tell you, hey, step.
Let's
Why
go.
are you so slow? Let's
Right.
go. There are
Yes.
no rocks. They know that there are no rocks. The road is flat. The terrain is good.
Right.
You don't know where you're going
Right.
most times.
As a driver, you don't know.
As a driver, you
So
don't
you're
know.
completely reliant on the co-driver.
This is a marriage. You know,
Right.
just like how, the normal marriages,
Correct.
you and the co-driver have
Right.
a marriage of sorts.
Right.
One, I'm not suicidal, you're not suicidal.
We first agree on those
We
basics.
first agree on those basics.
We all want to survive.
And get to the other side alive.
Correct.
So there needs to be a very high level of trust
Between the two of you.
between the two of
Correct.
you. And that's why it's important for this co-driver
Yep.
to have learned the ropes so that we are all confident
Right.
that where you're telling me and why you're telling me to be at 180,
Right.
I trust what you're telling me,
Correct.
that there's no obstacle ahead.
Right.
So that's the work of co-driver. Make sure that we are all well geared up.
Right.
Make sure that we have what we call the time cards,
Correct.
and they are all signed properly by the
Right.
controllers.
Right.
Then I'm the one who will cue you now.
Yep.
Caribbean to the start position.
Right.
Look at the rights, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Voop.
Voop,
And you're gone.
and we are gone.
Right.
So I read now the notes, what I'm calling the pace notes.
Correct.
They're the ones who tell you 1 kilometer, fast right,
Right.
into a Max Brown.
Right.
So can you see why you need to understand what are they calling?
Right.
What do they mean? Where do I shift gears?
Correct.
Where do I step on the pedal?
Right.
Where do I need to be slow?
Right.
So that's why that conversation between you and the driver
It's everything.
is everything.
Right.
And that's why if you would like to be on the driver's seat,
Right.
first sit on this side.
Right.
So you know what it feels to tell this other side, drive faster, move slower, I mean there are rocks here.
Right.
That's how it all began for me.
Correct.
It was learning the ropes of being a co-driver.
Co-driver.
Co-drivers make the driver slower or faster.
Or faster. You
Yeah.
determine the pace at
You
which we are
determine
moving
the
at this.
pace, yeah.
You
So
know which is
it's
clear
just
for
that
us
you
to
don't
move.
have the physical steering wheel.
Right.
You're driving from reading notes.
Yes.
I'm driving, I'm the one
stepping
with
on
the
the pedal.
Yes,
Right,
I'm
right,
stepping on the pedal.
right.
So you must have that coordination really well.
Right.
You can have a good, brilliant car,
Right.
but if the team in the car is not well coordinated,
Right. It doesn't exploit the potential.
it doesn't exploit the potential.
Correct.
So it all began there.
Right.
Went, learned my notes.
Right.
Learned what it means, what I must know, what's the meaning of signboards reading A, B, C, D.
Correct.
And I felt now I was ready. Tick.
We
I have
can
done.
co-drive.
We can co-drive.
Bring this thing on now.
Bring this thing on now. Where's the car?
Right. So eventually then, how did you eventually get your break into then getting into the actual rally car and moving on?
You know, the break came one odd day.
Right.
At a graduation party
Right.
for a fellow one of the rally enthusiasts.
Right.
And we just happened to share a table.
Right.
And someone I told, you know, this lady has been through the ropes of car driving.
Right.
And the gentleman says, I have a rally car.
Right.
So what are you doing?
Why don't we
Says,
team
yeah,
up?
why don't we team
Let's
up?
do this.
Yeah, that was John Muigai
Right.
in 2009.
2009.
And we made our debut, Guru Nanak,
Rally.
2009.
There you go.
We were the
Codriver
start list.
Stella
Yeah.
Tell me, what was that moment like for you?
I'll tell you, it's a very thin line between knowing if you want to be in this sport or not.
Right.
Because most of us, it's just like football.
Right.
You watch football from the pitch and you're thinking, that guy should have kicked the ball this way.
Yes.
Why is he this way?
In fact, they say
But when
the
you-
guys on the bleachers think they can way better
Exactly.
than the
I
guys on the pitch.
I was that person.
Right.
Until I sat in a rally car and manned the speeds.
Right.
And there's a very thin line between, do I want this or do I think this is suicidal?
Right.
But when the car came to a halt, I was like, wow,
We
that
survived it.
felt good. We
Yeah.
survived this.
It was adrenaline
Ah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah,
time.
it was, yeah, adrenaline at that time.
Right.
And we did our first rally with John Muigai.
Right.
And we got to the finish.
All the way.
While many others who
Broke
were
down on the
experienced
way.
broke down on their way.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and the accolades, and I knew
It must have felt very nice.
it felt really good.
And at that point, you decided, I think I want to do this
I
thing.
think I want to do this thing.
Right.
And, you know, I sat on the co-driver side because I needed to also hone my experience,
Correct.
get better and better
Right.
at this, and make my driver get better positions.
Correct.
Because there we were.
Right.
And something just prodded me and said, you know something, Stella?
Yep.
You're ready to sit on the other side now.
Let's cross over.
Let's cross over.
Right.
But this time, if I'm crossing over,
Yep.
I need a lady to sit on this side now.
Why a lady?
One, there was no ladies team at the time.
A full ladies team.
A full ladies team.
Correct.
And I thought a full ladies team means we are taking the war to the guys. We are taking the fight straight on.
All the way.
Yeah, all the way, because if I drove
Right.
and a guy is navigating, they'll be saying, maybe in the section this guy drives and all
Right.
she does is when we
Right.
are seeing her
Right.
face.
Right.
You know, I wanted to clear any doubt that when you see this car in the bushes
Yep.
and we are back out,
Right.
there was no other funny game at maybe this guy
It also
drove.
breaks a certain glass ceiling and opens a new frontier of what ladies also can
Exactly.
do. Right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you in motorsport,
Yep.
it's among the few sports where you are competing on the same platform.
Right.
Because if you look at other games, whether it's football or golf or whatever,
Right.
the handicaps are different. This one has a volleyball ladies team, a
Right.
volleyball men's team.
Right.
In motorsport,
Yes.
there's nothing like that.
It's all of you together.
It's all of you together.
Right.
And there's no, because this is a ladies team, guess what? You'll start much earlier.
No.
No,
We're
no,
starting
no.
at the same point.
You're starting at the same point.
And we're finishing at the same point
We're
as well.
finishing at the same point.
Right.
How you achieve that,
Yep.
it's all up to you.
Right.
So we face the same challenges.
Correct.
Punctures, mechanical failures, you
And
hit
you
a
have to fix
rock.
them on your own.
You fix them on your own.
You find elephants in the middle of nowhere.
There's no Fulani,
Come and help us out.
figure it out.
So this is you changing your tires,
This is you,
fixing
yes.
your car and doing
At the
all these
shortest
things.
time possible, by the way.
Because time is ticking.
Time is ticking.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to get so good, and one of the things I would say,
Yeah.
you have to have practiced.
Correct.
In anything that you want to get good in this life,
Right.
it means you have to practice
You've
and
got
get
to give it
good
the
at it.
hours.
Yeah, you've got to give it the hours.
Right.
So what am I saying is that for ladies,
Yes.
it's not how you say, I'm a lady, so allow me to be ahead of you.
Right.
Nothing.
There's no advantage that we're getting out of
There's
this.
no advantage you're getting out of
We
this.
fight it out.
We fight it out.
Right.
Yeah. And we found ourselves, wow, we are not the last because we are a ladies team.
Right.
We beat a few guys here and there, you know, as we got better and better at the game.
Right.
Yeah, we had our own strategies.
Right.
By the way, ladies, don't dismiss yourselves. We have really good strategies.
And they deliver.
And they deliver.
I can almost imagine at the end of a day and you're sitting the whole rally team and enjoying each other and you're telling the guys, you guys and all that. How are those conversations in the evening?
I am telling you, you know, before the rally, they would be like, these guys have gone for manicure and pedicures and what? I will even change the punctures.
Right.
At the end of the day, we are like, you who didn't have manicured nails, you are still out of the rally. So what are you telling us? So we've had good laughs with these brothers of ours, where at the end of the day, they said, we acknowledge that you ladies can organize yourselves in a way that you can hit a male-dominated sport, have a strategy, and still beat guys and come out on the other side, you know, with results, and good results at that. Yeah.
And I want to just go then to some of the lessons you have drawn, because this is sports. Sports is synonymous with discipline and many other things. What are some of the greatest lessons that you have picked out of your motorsports that we can also apply in our everyday living to bring out the greatness inside of us?
Yeah. One of the things that I see a lot in society is you let society define you. You're good at this, you can't be good at this, you know. Don't be defined by what the society thinks of you. Go out there and try it practically. So that when you're saying, this is good for me, or I can do this, or this one I cannot do, it's not because you're limited by your gender. It's because you've tried it out and just thought, well, this is not for me. I'll try something else. But there are times that you find...
decision is not a gender question.
It's not a gender question.
It's not a gender question.
No. Go out there and prove that this is not a gender question. Yeah, because most times we shoot ourselves in the foot when we're told, you know, ladies can't do this.
And we accept it.
And we accept it, and that's it. And so for me, the greatest lessons I've learned in being in motorsport is that you can break ceilings just by being disciplined, just by being mastering, consistent, persistent in anything that you do. You will come out a winner on the other side. Don't shoot yourself and say, I don't have the muscles. There's no muscles needed, by the way, to drive a rally car.
You know that?
You don't need muscles at all.
And maybe there are actually many other vocations that don't require muscles per se.
Yes. There are so many other vocations, but you find people have accepted some. Maybe it's been sold to us. You know, in French they say, you know, or you're sold for fear. Don't be sold for fear. Go hack it yourself. I'll give you a practical example. Many ladies now own vehicles. Do you know, along our streets, just look. Ladies they're driving all over. Why can't they be good at driving? Yeah, because anytime there's a small mess, that's a lady. You know, guys can sniff. You can't reverse into this tiny parking, that's a lady.
Is a lady. Yes.
Why? You went to the showroom, bought yourself a car. What didn't that lady do is master her car. That was the only difference between a man, a good driver, and there's no men are better at driving than ladies. No. You own the vehicle, make sure that you know everything A to Z about your vehicle, because if you come to our kitchens, I know everything about my microwave, I know everything about my kitchen, about my cooker, about my fridge. Why can't I master this other gadget that I bought?
Very powerful statement. And you know, it gets me to the question then, Stella.
Yes.
For the longest, we've agitated for the rights of women, rights of so and so and so and so. And sometimes the question has been asked, do we need to do more lobbying? Do we need to do more agitation? Or do the ladies just need to take positions and execute and be seen to deliver?
I think if you want the community to trust you, it is not through being given on a silver platter. It is proving that I am good at what I'm asking you to give me. So lobbying to me, and sorry to the ladies out there, for me, I don't subscribe to it. We cannot sit in some restaurant, have tea, and then come out there and demand, give me this. No, go take it by proving yourself. For us as Warembo now, if I go back to Warembo as an example,
Yes.
to be respected in the field,
Right.
as I told you, there were the jokes.
Right.
These are ladies here.
Right. And
They'll
they're
go
making-
nowhere. They're
Right.
going nowhere.
Right.
But we made sure we had what it takes to prove to the sport that we are here to stay.
Correct.
And we can
Right.
make a mark in
Right.
this sport.
Right.
That's the same thing I'm saying where you are, wherever, whichever industry, whatever you are doing,
Show up.
show up,
Get the job done.
get the job done.
Deliver your quality on the table.
Yes.
And you have the capacity to.
And you have the capacity
You know,
to.
in fact, even as you talk about the navigator, the co-driver, and I want to go back to the coke.
Yeah.
For you to confidently be able to tell someone there is a bump there, take it to the left, it means you probably may have taken that route ahead of time.
Yeah.
Before the actual rally.
Yes.
Which is part of the investing in that journey.
Exactly.
Does that happen, by the way?
Yeah, what happens in the day before the event,
Yes.
one day before the event,
Yes.
we go on what we call recce.
Recce, yes.
Recce is just because the booklet, the pace notes, as I call them,
Right.
are very standard.
Yes.
But what happens, all of us have differently enabled or powered cars.
Yes.
There's somebody who has a car that is super fast.
Right.
Somebody else, maybe their car, they want to pick a different strategy for the team.
Right.
So you go and modify your notes, because what is a huge bump to you,
Right.
to someone else's car is just
You just close past it.
they just go past it.
Correct.
So you go on that day and modify your notes.
Right.
So I know for the kind of car that we have, if we hit this jump that way, there will be instant damage.
Correct.
It will be out.
And we are
To
done.
somebody
Yeah.
else, this will be really slow for us.
Right.
I know we can ace it.
So you capitalize on that
Yeah,
section like
so
that.
now you go
Right.
and amend
Correct.
your notes so that now, for our team, I know this is the strategy. So you see, it's the car driver who speaks the strategy
Correct.
for the team.
Right.
By knowing here will be much faster.
Right.
This is too rocky, we'll slow here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So back to now what you're saying is for the team now to perform better, the day before, you go out to the field, maximize, come back, relay all that to the team, even the mechanics. By the way,
Right.
we are just the face of a bigger team behind
Right.
there.
Right.
We have a team manager, we have the mechanics,
Right.
so that they also prepare themselves with the spares that they think this is what could go wrong. They need to also anticipate.
Correct.
Is this a rocky route?
Right.
Is this muddy? Is this, what are we thinking maybe the problems that the team will face?
face, yes.
So let's keep,
So there's a
let's
lot
get
of
ready.
preparation and
There's a
thought process
lot
that
of
goes into
preparation. And the core driver is the link between driver, vehicle, and the mechanics.
You know, sometimes we see people getting to the podium finish.
Yes.
And we admire the podium finish. But I think sometimes we overlook the amount of detail
Yes.
and the planning that goes into it.
Exactly.
That reminds us success is not accidental. It is a work of pure intentionality. You've got to be very intentional.
Yes, you've got to be very intentional.
Yes.
And that's why you'll find out to be a really good team.
Right.
You're out most of the weekends trying to bond as a team with your mechanics, and there's some things, some drills that you'll have.
Right.
If you're in the Mundus and this happens, how would you quickly change?
Correct.
And you have a practice run.
Right.
If it's your punctures, 3 minutes, you should have changed the puncture
And you're gone.
and bolted everything and be gone.
Right.
How will you get good at it? As you're saying, it's intentional.
Right.
To make something more intentional, gotta practice.
Correct.
Practice.
Right.
Get good at it.
Correct.
Then what happens? What's the other practice you need to do?
Right.
How do I cut my bends that I'm faster?
Right.
So I need to know to handle my vehicle better.
And there's a skill issue
And
there.
there's a skill issue
Right,
there.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So the skills,
Yes.
your mechs as
Right,
well,
right.
your mechanics. So when I come into service,
Right.
maybe I have multiple problems.
Correct.
Things happened along the way.
Right.
I have 20 minutes. The mechs need to practice too. How would you untie this and fix it for me
Yes.
in the 20
Replace
minutes?
what you need to replace.
So as you're saying,
Yes.
the teamwork,
Right.
the things that happen before what you see before you on the rally day,
Right.
my friend,
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of
And
work.
you've invested a lot of time.
And you've invested, yeah. So when you see a podium finish
Right.
and guys are just like, we did it.
Yes.
They are just the face of the bigger team that did it.
Right.
There are other guys there actually who
Celebrating
are,
as well.
it's just that they cannot be at the front.
Right.
Only one face or two face,
Right.
me and the co-driver would be
Correct,
there.
correct.
But the success and the celebration is of a much bigger team.
Wow.
Because remember this,
Right.
before we came to the rally, this car was at the garage for maybe a month. Guys working on this car daily,
Right.
making sure every bolt, every nut is
in
not
place.
loose, is in place.
Right.
Before we picked the car, and here we were at the start line.
Right.
There were guys who had already worked on this car.
Wow.
Yeah. So acknowledge those guys.
Right.
It's just that we cannot, you know, they cannot be
at the
there.
front.
Yeah,
Right.
or be at the front.
Right.
Very important guys.
Well, I'm just curious, as we almost bring this to an end.
Yes.
Where did Warembo bill of makeup come from? Curious about this day.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Rally is very dusty. It's either dusty or muddy.
Right, either of the two.
Either of the two.
Right.
This particular rally was really dusty.
Right.
Get to the end of the rally, and you know the eyebrows and your hair, you look like you have that henna. You know henna?
Yes, I know you.
Yeah,
yes.
the dye.
Right.
And this journalist was there waiting for my story because there is a lady.
Correct.
And he said, you know, I'd love to talk to you. Hey, I said, hold on. Let me freshen up. You know, ladies, we don't like guys just looking at us, showing up like
you
that.
You want to do some part
he
somewhere.
said, no.
Yeah.
Vile ulivyo.
Yes.
Bila makeup. Uko mrembo. Vile ulivyo. Bila makeup. Uko mrembo. So later, you know, when I formed the ladies team, I remembered niko mrembo bila makeup.
Kabisa.
Since I have a colleague warembo bila makeup.
And the name came up.
And the name came up. We've never looked back. Yeah?
Stella, you've inspired many other ladies.
Yeah.
Not just in the rallying sport, but in many other fields. And I want to take the opportunity, even on behalf of the Goldmine crew, just to celebrate the amazing contribution you make.
Thank you very much.
In inspiring many others to become the greatness.
Thank you very much.
You're truly a legend, man, and we are so honored at the Goldmine to host a legend.
Thank you so much to the Goldmine Show for just giving me this opportunity.
Right.
And one thing I would like to tell women, when I say women, you know, irrespective of your age, I started rallying at the age of 40.
At the age of 40?
Yes.
Wow.
It's never too late to actualize that which you envision that one day I want to sit in this rally car. So when that opportunity presented itself, I was a mother of 4. At 40.
Wow.
I never said, now guess what, time has elapsed and now this I leave to the youth. So whatever you purpose to do, it will never be too late. Whether you're 50, 60, don't drop your dreams. Just say, this may not be the right time. At the right time, I can ascertain that I will get it done. So ladies, whether you are nursing mother, you are young and you are thinking my children are going to school, just keep it pending. Yeah? Do what you must do, pick it up, because in doing that now, you inspire a future generation. And people will not give up. Otherwise, people say, after 25, if you haven't done this,
forget it.
Forget it. There's nothing like forget it, Dennis. Yeah.
You've got to keep at it.
Even now, next year, I'll be back at the WRC Safari Rally.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Looking forward.
You know, the Goldmine Show will be cheering you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I know you would say you're a better person because you did this.
Yes.
It has made you a better person.
Yes, it has.
And you've balanced all these many different things.
Yes.
So we might quit giving excuses.
Quit giving excuses.
All these things are
Get
possible.
it done.
Get it done.
Get it done.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Well, I want to end it on the
excuses.
note of get it done, as Stella says it. What a conversation. It's been absolutely amazing hosting this great legend. You know, back in your days, you guys used to look at Patrick Njiru. Now we're looking at Stella. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Keep unleashing the gold that you are. Keep working the greatness that you are. Bring out the gold inside of you, as we say in the Goldmine Show, and do not quit. And as Stella says, it's never too late to keep pursuing your goal. You can quit on it. You can give up on it. Keep pursuing it. Keep running after it. Please follow us on all our social media pages. Again, on the Goldmine Show, on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. And until next time, this has been your host, Dennis Njao, coming to you from the After 40 Hotel. And I want to tell you, come and enjoy everything there is in here. And until next time, see you, God bless you, and keep working the great goal that you are.